As everyone's favorite ex-girlfriend, I'd like to give you some tips on how to be an excellent lover girl. 5 qualities you need for true love, plus one extra one that I missed when I was codependent, and I wrote this in 2023. So, hi, I'm Kama. What is my authority on this? I've been in many long-term relationships, 6.5 year engagement. I wasn't engaged the whole time, but you get the point. And I have been coaching my parents since I was born. And now I'm here to help other people break codependent patterns, be their authentic selves, and not self-abandon so they can live their truly most aligned, lit, and luscious life. And because I'm a lover girl, always in the background or maybe the foreground is really finding a true aligned partner. Like that is, as they say, the most important decision you can ever make is on your partnership. So I think you need these qualities for true aligned love. And I'm gonna read them out. So I wrote this actually, like I said, when I was still codependent. So I am aware that there are changes, and that's what I'm gonna say at the end. I'm gonna add a huge one at the end. So come with me, and I'll say I was a great lover. That's true. When I said everyone's favorite ex-girlfriend, except for my last ex, I don't think that he feels like that about me because that was really hard, because that was the breaking codependency one where it was the hardest, where I was like, basically I had to leave in a fire drill. I was like, I'm losing my mind in my hair, I have to leave. And that was painful for everyone. I wish it didn't have to be like that, but it'd be like that. Okay, so number 1, bravery. You gotta be brave as fuck to be in love, because love is a battlefield, but it's also not. It's beautiful. But love is asking you to take your armor off, be your true self, be seen, be witnessed, put your heart on the line, you never know, and go. I mean, my goodness, like there's nothing braver than deciding not to say all men are like this, all women are like this, like this is what happens, like fuck love, like I'm closing my heart, I don't believe in love. Like that is the least courageous thing you could ever do. I'm tempted to say like mean things, so I'm not going to, but like get a grip, okay? That's what my mom always says to me, get a fucking grip. Really nice. Yeah, so be braver than that. Love is so beautiful, and your story about whatever it was isn't even true. It's just an experience you had. Yeah, it may have been true, but it's not the truth of love. It's not the truth of men. It's not the truth of women. It's not the truth of people. So get out there and reframe your beliefs and look at maybe what you could have done differently in the past. Maybe you had a belief system that got in your way and recreated something. Maybe you were acting out of a fear or desperation, or, maybe you could have been a better partner. I don't know. Okay, let's go to the second one. Humility. You gotta be so humble. You gotta be ready to say, I fucked up. Yep, that was me. That was my chaos. That was my fear. That was my ego. That was whatever. You have to be able to say, I'm sorry, and hold yourself accountable and responsible to being better in partnership. I mean, it takes 2 to tango, and even in crazy situations, it really isn't ever 100%. Even if you took 1% of the blame, 1%, it's so powerful to have humility. And most of the time, like I said, it is a dance between two. Like, why did that person not communicate? Why did that person, again, you can't take responsibility for everything, but we have to be humble. We have to be humble in showing up and knowing that we're both messy humans, because we're humans and every human is messy, inevitably. Okay, moving on. Number 3, vulnerability. Vulnerability is massive. You have to be able to say, this is what's on my heart. This is what I'm feeling. You have to be vulnerable with yourself. So this isn't just communication. Again, this is like the qualities that you have. Communication is a quality, I guess, to be communicative. Yeah. So same, but I'm thinking of it from the inside work. Sure, communicate with yourself. Do you communicate with yourself? Do you have vulnerability with yourself? Are you able to look at the tough parts of you and say, I'm feeling insecure, I'm feeling jealous, I'm feeling just worried, whatever. can you give yourself that space and time to process and then be vulnerable enough with your partner to say, hi, this is coming up for me, or I need you to step up in these ways. Being vulnerable, transparent. Your partner has to be able to see you. And if they can't see you because you're wearing a bunch of masks or hiding or contorting or like straight lying or whatever people do in relationships that keep them not vulnerable, just having a lot of shields to not be vulnerable. And I think, I don't know, there's somebody I want to call out here, but I'm not going to, where I'm always telling this person, why can't you just say, I'm feeling scared? Or I'm feeling sad. Why do you gotta lash out? That's not vulnerable at all. To say fuck you, or like, what the hell is wrong with you, or what are you doing, or like, you're not doing this, whatever. Like, what about, I'm feeling really nervous? Like, to make it about you and your fear. And then you can, of course, call out the behavior and ask for something else, because that's being vulnerable too, honestly. But can you call out your emotion first? It's like basic. I learned this literally in first grade. I know a lot of people didn't, and for those people, I'm so sorry, because this is like, for me, basics. I feel blank when this happens. I feel afraid when you don't have a vision for the future, or tell me what's going on with you emotionally, or don't answer your phone ever, or whatever the thing is, right? Share vulnerably, and that will change everything. People can hold your vulnerability so much more. And if you're in like a narcissistic relationship, again, I don't know what to tell you, okay? I mean, I do know what to tell you, but I'm not gonna go there. Okay, number 4, expression. Your partner and your world, your people, everything deserves your expression, your art, your love, your passion. Are you somebody who, again, is vulnerable enough with yourself? I think it bleeds right in to allow expression to be something that's even a part of you, or are you all locked up? Because love demands a flow. Like, love demands a lot of energy to and from each other, and with yourself too. Can you be expressive with yourself? Can you be expressive with your partner? Expression to me is also love, like pouring into them with love. Words of affirmation. I think it bleeds into the 5 love languages, touch, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and gifts. Like, can you let your love have an expression? Or are you, like I said, or are you just locked up? You gotta express. I think 5, dedication. Dedication is so massive, because if you're not a dedicated person, or you're somebody who's gonna give up easily or not be dedicated to yourself or your partner. I mean, I think you're yourself number 1, right? But then your partner, because if you're dedicated to you, you can show up and overflow for your partner and dedicate to your partner. And dedication to you, because if you're really dedicated to you, you'll know that your partner is the right partner, and over time and stuff like that too. And it just feels like an extension where you can flow into that person. You're dedicated to you, you're dedicated to the partnership. Because being in integrity and dedication to you is being in integrity and dedication to the partnership too. And because you know yourself, you know you want this partnership, so you'll be dedicated to that too. And then of course you got to pour into it, but you got to pour into it as much as you pour into yourself. I mean, sorry, not as much. Yourself first. At least the self, I tell people who are like me, lean on the side of pouring into yourself more. Because if you're someone who's codependent or people pleasy or like really enmeshed or just really, really empathetic, it's so hard to not pour into that person more than yourself anyway. So always err on the side of caution and pouring into yourself more. For like other types of personalities, that's probably not for you. There's a lot of people that probably need to pour way more into their partner. So my philosophy with love and life and everything is pour into yourself as much as you pour into others. And if that doesn't feel like it's even possible, because it's like, how could we fit 2 things pouring this much into the room, then you might need to rebalance. And I always say, if you have to rebalance, pour into yourself a little bit more than the other. But your relationship it needs to be a priority for sure. If that's what you're choosing, if you're choosing love, it's got to be a priority. Now, I would like to say number 6. I don't know what that was. Number 6, which is really number 1, is authenticity. If you're not being your authentic self, if you're not connected to yourself and who you are and what you want, then there is nothing that's going to work about any of the things that I just said. And I checked all of the boxes that I just expressed in all of my past relationships. And like I said, I'm everyone's favorite ex-girlfriend. Like, I was loving, great, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, devotional, expressive, all of the things, humble, whatever, brave, dedicated, but I was not. And by the way, I'm loyalty and honesty, like, I mean, I think honesty kind of bleeds into all the things that I said, but like givens for me. And for me. Which I think is humility and vulnerability too. Like, those things bleed into that. But anyways, I did all of the things, but I lost myself because I wasn't being authentically me. And by authentically me, I'll say that I wasn't living in the place that I wanted. I was waiting for my partner to like do what I wanted and waiting for everybody. I waited on everybody else, basically. Everybody else first, then me. Everybody else first, then me. And what happens? You lose yourself in that. And where are you? Where are the things that you want? They're always like, oh, it's fine. I'll just take the like third choice for me every single time because you first. And then what happens? That person is dating like not even a real version of you. Ironically, I moved back to Hawaii, but this is for a whole different story, but I moved back to Hawaii and I feel so happy. I found the most aligned partnership I've ever been in, where it just feels like I am the most authentically me I've ever felt. And what's so funny is I used to come to Hawaii with all of my exes, like, and it always felt like the moment that they'd like fall in love with me. Like, early on, we'd go on a trip and we'd come here because this felt like such a big part of me and I always wanted to show them this felt like home and I wanted to show them and blah, blah, blah. And they always fell in love with me here. Like, this was the moment like sparks flew for them and they were like, oh my gosh, you're my person and all these things. And it's so ironic because I was just being me. Like, I was in my element, living my truth, joyful, magnetic, grateful, truly me, doing the things I wanted in the place I wanted to be. And to me, this place is just like, it's so on brand. Like, everything I love is here. And maybe your place is a place, maybe it's not a place, maybe it's just like, you got to do more of what you love, but whatever. The point is, when I was in that like literal, for me, physical place of authenticity and alignment, they were like, drool, I love her. And like, that's the greatest irony. And then when I went back to contort to their lives, where back in California where I was living at the time, and I was just waiting for some boy to like rescue me and tell me like, yeah, we can go where you want to go, like, instead of just taking my damn self. It wasn't even right. And I could feel in my bones, it wasn't right every time. One relationship manifested as like insane anxiety, and the other relationship manifested as just like no chemistry at all. And so there's different nuances from relationship to relationship and person to person and situation to situation. But if you are not living your authentic truth in your life, I don't want to say it can never happen, but I think chances are you're not going to find the right partnership. Maybe you guys can grow together, and that's awesome. I mean, that's ideal. You meet someone who's like, my goal is the same, let's go. And then you guys do it together. And I know we'll keep evolving and having different iterations of self, but if you stay true to you all along, that is the best recipe for everyone. The truth sets everyone free. The truth lets love flourish. The right, true, aligned love. So, authenticity. Be you. Show up as you. Live your life first. And the right partner will come right then. And I finally get now why people say, like, when you're not looking, it happens. What they really mean by that, yes, there's something about like detaching from that, and like the clinging energy can let things flow. The lack of clinging energy. But also, when you're literally living your aligned life and you're happy and you start to pour into you, you actually start to become so radiant and magnetic, and the people who are like you and aligned with you and in your vibrational match field will find you. You'll find each other. So start living your life, not because it's like this weird game. I mean, that's very literal. It's just, you're also probably going to meet the people doing the things you love. there's so much more I could talk about for conscious like dating and meeting people and all the things, because it really is like one of my passions. But find you, be with you, pour into you, and that's where all the magic happens on every level. And of course, do it for you first. Eventually that person will come and it will be so fucking good. Okay. If you are on a journey of not self-abandoning and you're a lover girl or lover guy or lover whatever, I am here to share my journey vulnerably every single day for the foreseeable future. And I'm working on this amazing course right now about moving from self-abandonment to soul alignment. And so if you want to know more about that, subscribe to my newsletter in the links below, and definitely subscribe here so that you can follow along. Send this to the people that maybe need a little kick in the butt in this way, or a little love for love, you know? Okay. Thank you for being here. I hope that you have the most beautiful rest of your day.